go out the back of the end zone with a touchback, and Purdue will bring it out to the 25-yard line. The Trojans' front seven is dangerous as anybody in the country. First snap, Devin Maccabee in the backfield. He gets the call, and he stood up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the first play for Purdue. It's empty backfield here on second down and 10. Brown looking to get to the air. He's just going to have to toss this one away. Incomplete. They'll bring up third down and 10. Already has 3 sacks on the early season and almost got one there after the pressure. Third down and 10. Boilermakers opening drive. Brown again flushed out of the pocket. He's going to take off with it. He's got the wheels if he can get there. Really close. I think he's about 2 feet shy.
Yeah, but he was sticking that football out. I wonder if this is a replay or they call it a first down. It is short, but watch how he reaches out that football at the end of the play.
Desmond Stevens is the guy that gave him the shove.
I think they got to look at that. If we got anything down the line, that football might have crossed. So far, no replay.
That means it's right now 4th down and 1. Barry Odom might be waiting for a replay, but
or trying to draw him. No, they're
going for it.
Yep.
And they get it as Maccabee breaks into the secondary. First down, Purdue. He got 10 on 4th and a yard, and they are 5 out of 6 now on 4th down conversions in this early season. This time they get it out to the tight end, George Burhan. Another Purdue first down.
Fakes the down block and then gets a pick. It's okay. If you catch that ball behind the line of scrimmage, you can pick off the defender.
Boilermakers have moved it to the 39-yard line. Now they're going to lose a yard back to the 40 as Maccabee's knocked down by Cameron Fountain. Second down, 11. Ryan Brown, pressure from behind. Down he goes. And it cost him 10 yards, so it's all the way back to the 50 and third down and 21. Brown overthrew his receiver, who slipped, I think, a little bit. McAllister averaging over 50 yards a punt so far. And you got to look out if you get it in number 6's hands. Makai Lemon down on the other end is a dangerous guy, but a quick, fair catch called for, and easily first down from the 9. And it's Wayman Jordan. Jordan got out around the 13 before all his black jerseys swarmed around him. Jordan, leading rusher so far, carried on that first one for 4 yards. And the dangerous wide receivers that will develop as we go. Jordan, no gain on this play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Manny Powell came over from UNLV with Barry Odom. And Tony Grimes, their top cornerman, likewise from the Rebels. Plenty of time. Mayava lays it out there, and it's perfect. On the run, and Jacoby Lane's got it for a big gainer. And a penalty at the end of the play. Tim O'Day's our referee. And they're going to walk this back against the Trojans. So put it at the 43 on a first down. Tight end in motion, Walker Lyons. Mayava pulls it, rolls, has plenty of room, and throws deep again, and almost caught again by Jacoby Lane.
Yeah, but I think Rael that time is going to have to come back and make a play, and is going to get a pass interference on it.
Interference. Defense number 21. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Yeah, as Mayava rolled to his right, there was a lot of time, and then smartly Jacoby Lane said, I might as well go deep.
Right.
And he beat the safety.
So we're basically back where the ball would have been had USC not been penalized after the long pass play. And we're working from the 28-yard line with a first down. Jordan behind Mayava in a pistol set. They pull the ball and get the pass out complete. First down and more, Makai Lemon. And Lemon down the sideline. This season, 83% touchdown scored. This is first and goal.
Nice play.
Nice play.
Is that Slusher, number 9? I think it was. Purdue comes in with 5 defensive backs. Really only 3 down linemen. 3-3-5.
Mayava flushed out of the pocket. He's going to keep it, and he'll go out around the 5, maybe the 4. Slusher ran him out. Not that USC might not go for it on fourth down, but this would be a big stop for Purdue's defense. Mayava swing pass out in the flat. They got the stop. Ryan Sayuri will try from 24 yards out. He's 3 for 3 so far. 2 for 2, I should say, on the season. And the kick is perfect.
The second day of pads that Purdue went in fall practice, they had a 100-play live scrimmage. Ooh. I think he served notice that we're going to have to play some tough football around here if you want to play for the Boilers.
They got 82 new players and tops in the country in transfers, 54 transfers. Barry said I had my first team meeting. There was 38 guys there. I said, we got to add to this room a little bit. This kick, again, will bring it out to the 25-yard line. Lincoln in his 4th year in Los Angeles as the head coach of the Trojans. First down, Ryan Brown's going to be swarmed under at the 20.
Guy.
He'll keep it on the ground. Maccabee found himself a hole, breaks through it, and he's got a first down and a 17-yard pickup.
Yeah, and I think that's what they need to do, is they have to be able to run that guy. I mean, they said we don't want to run him 30 times like last week. Maybe.
Brown scans the field and finds his receiver and another first down, and this is Armand Branch, the guy said would be his big play receiver on their second possession. They've worked it into USC territory at the 48-yard line. Brown, quick throw on a slant, got it complete again. And this time it's E.J. Horton.
Dropping back, he reads right here. One guy from the secondary comes up, throw at the blitzer from the secondary.
The Boilers going with tempo here. And Brown zips it again. Back shoulder throw at the 10. And another perfect throw to Horton.
Man-to-man coverage, back shoulder all the way, just an instant before he was going to get hit.
4 straight first downs, and it's first and goal for Purdue. Maccabee, a little hesitation, then a head-on collision with Desmond Stevens.
Singleton's in the game. Malachi
right.
Singleton.
Malachi Singleton.
And they hinted, we asked, and they kind of winked.
Yep.
They didn't confirm, but we suspected.
They had a package for him, and here's part of that package, and he's going to run it all the way. Got it down about the 4.
Well, I was expecting quarterback run, but not expecting a different quarterback.
Third down and goal from the 3. Brown in trouble. Now throws it sidearm, intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Bishop Fitzgerald. So Purdue, a great-looking drive, ends up with an INT. Fitzgerald, by the way, that's his second interception of the season. Here's Jordan.
Yeah.
Got a couple, maybe 3.
Those 2 guys are the backbone of this defense, those 2 inside linebackers.
This time tracking Jordan down again. Lake McCree, the tight end in motion, now comes in on a wing left on third down and 10. Mayava one-hands the snap and then throws it deep. And it's caught. Unbelievable. Canuck Hines picks up 25 with that catch out at the 45. Eli Sanders in the lineup for the first time, and he's got a nice gain. Picked up about 7. And those players have made some nice plays so far. Mayava sidearms it out, wide out screen. Makai Lemon after the catch, so dangerous. And he's got a big gainer. McCree, the tight end, will settle in again. He pulls it out of Sanders' gut and throws deep. And a jump ball incomplete. Almost coming down with it, Jacoby Lane. And we know he can do that with one hand.
I was watching until the ball hit the ground.
5 out of 6 for Mayava. It's his first incompletion. And now Sanders, open field, and he's got room to run. Flags are down, but Sanders isn't down until the 2-yard line, but it might be coming back.
I think Jacoby Lane, I think it was him, got a hold in the secondary, blocking downfield. I think Tony Grimes was in position, but that play opened up quick.
Holding. Offense number 8. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
So those big hands that make those big catches got a big hand.
Big grip. Especially, by the way, with white gloves and black jerseys.
Yeah.
They're easy to see.
That's for sure.
Just towards the left side of your screen is where it happened. Oh, yeah.
Right there. He's got a shoulder pad and a whole bunch more.
You know, he could have had black gloves on. I think he'd have got caught on that one,
I think so, yeah. That was a drag down. Jordan back in at tailback as we're under a minute in the quarter. Second down and 11.
2 tight ends in the game for USC. Lyons and McCree.
One on each side of the offensive line, and that's Lyons in motion. They're both to the right. Mayava looking that way, throwing down the seam, and he's got his man, and it's McCree.
And then the perfect read and throw.
First and goal, and about a yard gain for Wayman Jordan. Second down and goal, and that'll conclude quarter number one. To start the second quarter, USC at the 3-yard line, second down and goal. Keeping it is Mayava for the touchdown. So it's about to be 10-0. Remember, this drive started after the end zone interception by Fitzgerald. The extra point is good in the season of 2025. Kick. Running up at the 4-yard line is Antonio Harris. And Harris brings it out across the 20. He's happy to be back. His teammates are happy. The few teammates he still has to have him back. And here he is on the ground. Should be a face mask on Gentry, but I don't see a flag. Apparently not.
I think you're right. I think he got it. Yep, that could have been called and should have been called. Good eye, Ness.
Second and 6. Brown has time now, runs out of it, and runs into a first down.
Yeah, maybe. Did he slide too early? Nope.
They can't. It'll be a loss of about 4. And it's number 4 that's got him all wrapped up, Jakeem Stewart.
And he makes another tackle for loss.
A 6'5", 290-pound freshman who is one of the most highly recruited defensive linemen in the country, and he makes the play, and it forces Jack McAllister to punt. Wow, they almost got to the kick. Fair catch, and a diving fair catch taken by Mekhi Lemon, and we do have a flag down.
That's a big call. If it's holding him on USC, that could be an automatic first down. Let's see what happens here.
Personal foul. Defense leaping the shield. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
When I said they almost got the kick,
yes.
It's going to be a leap that gets it, and this is something you can't do. USC had too many penalties in their game a week ago, and their win over Georgia Southern, admittedly. Lincoln Riley said, yeah, we got to stop that. Well, they've got 3 here in the first half so far. That was a big one. Brown loads, reloads, and incomplete. Maccabee was the closest guy. Anthony Lucas was putting some heat on him. Oh, it's second down and 10 at the 44. Snap was a little wide. He got the handoff to Maccabee, and he's still going.
Wow,
tough run.
Impressive.
Got it to midfield. Third down and 4. Blitz coming. Brown over the middle, and he's got his man, and it's complete. And it's Nitro Tuggle for the first down.
Help on the edge, and that allows Ryan Brown to get downfield and find his receiver.
14-yard pickup to Nitro to the 36-yard line. Play action. Brown throws on the run. Tips incomplete.
Anytime the quarterback runs out of the pocket, usually it's one of the offensive linemen that doesn't expect it, and they grab on.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense
not
number
again.
8.
Wow.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
As you mentioned, the penalties.
So another first down, and the 4th penalty for 55 yards against the Trojans. And that moves the ball to the 21-yard line. Malachi Thomas in the backfield for the Boilermakers. He gets the carry. And a nice gain as he spins his way down to the 16-yard line. Second down at 5. Brown sidearms it and incomplete. Got 3 receivers to Brown's right, all in a bunch at the top of your screen.
7-man in rush position. 7 people up there for USC defense.
Looks like the track team for USC. Brown, look out from behind. Hit as he throws, and it just flutters out incomplete. Eric Gentry, who else?
Yeah, I'm wondering right here if the running back did not scan this properly. Watch
Fumble forward, out of
running
bounds,
back.
ball
There's an
returned to
extra
the previous
player to the
spot.
outside. I'm
Fourth down.
wondering on this play if Maccabee doesn't go the wrong way, because that should have been picked up. That was not a bad read by the quarterback. He had enough players there to pick this up. It was mishandled by either the offensive line or I think it was Maccabee.
And they actually ruled that a forward fumble, not a pass attempt. I'm not sure I'm buying that, but at any rate, it's going to force a field goal attempt by Spencer Purath. And he is 3 for 3 so far on the young season. Hit from 28 and 43 a week ago. Whistles blow before he kicks this one, and he doinks it off the right upright. So he'll get another chance.
The ball will be placed at the 22-yard line where it is fourth down.
So I think they might have got a note from up in the booth that it was a lateral, and they did not spot it in the proper spot.
Let's bring Gene in right now. Gene, I don't buy this, first of all, being a fumble. How about you?
You know, Ness, I'm with you on that. I felt like Ryan Brown's arm was moving forward with control. Now I'm watching what they're doing. If they ruled that a fumble and that ball eventually went out of bounds, then you have to go back to the spot of the fumble for the spot, and I think that's why the officials stopped to say if we've ruled fumble, we've got to come back to the spot of the fumble and spot the ball at that location. Exactly. But I'm with you, Ness. I felt like it was a forward pass with control.
Gene, did that get help from the booth? Because the official called timeout to move it.
It's a 39-yard field goal attempt at any rate, and this one is good. And the kick will go into the end zone. USC will bring it out to the 25-yard line. Had 3 pass plays of over 20 yards, to 2 to his wide receivers and 1 to his tight end. And he has had the hot hand, as you saw those numbers on the screen. Now they go to Eli Sanders, and Sanders get it across the 30-yard line. Jenny.
Yeah, Barry Odom is very familiar with the opposing quarterback. Odom was Mayaba's coach at UNLV when he won Mountain West Freshman of the Year. Now, Coach Odom has expressed his admiration for Mayaba's continued development. He said he can make every throw there is on the field. He's a tough runner. He added, I hate to see him on the other side of the field. I love him to death, but I hope he plays awful today.
That was his exact quote.
5 defensive backs in the game, just 3 down linemen, kind of just daring USC to keep running the ball, but they refuse.
Jacoby Lane, that last catch, got him to the 45-yard line with a first down. Sanders shifts from one side to the other. He gets the carry, and Eli got about 5 more.
They had a weakness at tackle last year. I think they've strengthened that position.
They're bigger on the offensive front as well. On the RPO, Mayaba throws incomplete.
He did not see that one.
3rd down so far, 3 for 3, and picked up 2 first downs from midfield. They'll keep it on the ground. Sanders trying to juke to the outside. They're not going to let him have enough room. He only got a yard. It's 4th down, and they're going for it on 4th and 4. At the Boilermaker 49.
Man-to-man look, and it looked disjointed. Purdue takes a smart timeout right here. All the players were looking over to the sideline.
Mayaba looking that way. Throws short on a crosser to McCree. He's got a first down and a bunch more. King Miller in the lineup for the first time, and the walk-on, who has been sensational so far this year. He got 9 there. 2nd and a yard. This time Mayaba pulls it. First down. Blockers in front. He's in the red zone at the 18-yard line. First down at the 11. 2 trips in the red zone, a touchdown and a field goal so far. Mayaba crossing route, complete to the 11 to King Miller. And a flag down, false start. That's going to be the 5th USC penalty of the half.
False start. Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's the center, O'Connor.
2 tight ends, same look they got. McCray down the middle. This time they run out of it. Oh, nice play.
No gain, maybe a yard for King Miller. McCree, the tight end, comes out wide.
Both tight ends wide, the 2-star receivers in the slot.
And there's the hit, and short of the first down by about a yard is Mekhi Lemon. You see the line, 4th down, 1.5 yards as Gary called it. In a pistol set with Jordan, the tailback. Gets the fake, and Maiava's got the first down again. So he uses his legs again, and that is working for him. Lemon down to the bottom of your screen. Jacoby Lane to the top if they pass. They won't. And Jordan's going to score. Touchdown, Trojans. Sairi for the point after, and it's up and good with 3:18 to go. Sairi would just hit the extra point after the touchdown, the second one of the day for the Trojans. And they'll let this one go and bring it out to the 25-yard line.
It was nice to see that Purdue 2000 team, their first Rose Bowl trip in a while, and that for Barry was that Rose Bowl trip, that first one, and we covered that whole year.
First one since the early 60s for the Badgers on that trip. Got 3 minutes to play with and 2 timeouts. Maccabee in the backfield with Brown. 4-man rush. Brown's going to throw it out to Maccabee and see if he can beat the defender. Broke a tackle and got the first down, but we got a flag down.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be on the right tackle again. That right side has been a problem. Number 1, Fountain, was turning around saying, I got grabbed.
Holding. Offense number 78. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. 2nd down.
Jaheim Merriweather in the backfield, and he got maybe a yard. There's another flag down.
Yeah, let's see how aggressive Lincoln Riley is, and I wonder if... No, it was. You're right. It's the flag for the timeout.
Holding. Defense number 4. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Well, that one goes against the Trojans. First down at the 34-yard line. Brown, screen in the middle to the tight end, and Burhan is out close to another first down.
Feels like the officials have left their flag out on the field from over here now. You see that?
And here's a first down toss, and it's Nitro Tuggle still on his feet. 2nd and 2 is what they're going to call it. The throw out in the flat, and now is it going to be a first down? It is. Got it out to Jackson, Michael Jackson. The Boilermakers at their own 45. That's Jackson in motion across the field. Ryan Brown backpedaling, looking for a receiver. He's just going to throw it away. 2nd and 10. Brown throws. That was supposed to be a screen to the tight end, I think, and Gentry just blew that thing up.
How do they dial this up for Purdue? Do they run or do they throw the ball?
They only converted 1/3 down so far today, and this is their biggest one so far.
Right. If they run the ball or a short pass, then USC would have to burn a timeout.
Blitz coming. Brown trying to sidestep it and can't. Down he goes. And it's Floyd Bacard. 1:20 to go. 1 timeout for USC as Jack McAllister's going to punt it away for the Boilermakers. Backpedaling down to the 10-yard line. Mekhi Lemon, and he goes down. Well, he's still on his feet. I thought he was going down, and now he does. Around the 11-yard line.
He goes, no, Lincoln is Lincoln.
Lincoln will be Lincoln.
And he's Lincoln it here.
Maiava backpedaling all the way to the end zone and throws it away. Maiava sidearm, wide receiver screen going nowhere. Nice job by the Purdue defense. Let's see if they keep it on the ground. They're going to let the clock wind down, the play clock down until the very last moment as well. And they do run it, Eli Sanders. Now the problem is you got to catch this guy. And they knock him out of bounds with 8 seconds to go. And Maiava, empty backfield, might be the last play of the half. As this one's taking a while to develop, too long. And he goes down, sacked by D'Amico Kennedy, and that will bring the half to a close. As USC gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter, USC has not punted. They do have 6 penalties for 70 yards. That's probably the biggest negative so far in the game. But awaiting the second half kickoff, Mekhi Lemon, he's going to bring it out. And a nice job by the special teams to knock him down at the 16-yard line. First down, USC. And Women Jordan spins his way for about 6 on around the 21-yard line. Second down and 5. The RPO, and he's going to go deep. Man out there, almost caught, broken up, and we're going to have a flag.
Well, pass interference on that one.
Makai Lemon, the intended receiver. And Grimes, the guilty party.
Yeah, Tony Grimes is going, man, I was man-to-man against a tough guy here. This was combat, hand-to-hand combat.
15-yard penalty.
I think that is not a good call.
Automatic first down.
Both guys using their arm to fight the other player off.
So they start at the 36-yard line after the penalty. Jordan banged at the line of scrimmage.
Career way outside in man-to-man coverage.
Mayava scrambles to his left. Got some pressure there. Comes back the other way. Still with his eyes downfield. And he's going to throw it away. Nope. He's going to throw it incomplete.
He was out of bounds, no matter even who caught at that time, like McCree.
Eli Sanders in the backfield with Mayava. Blitz coming. Mayava loads and fires deep left side. Got his man in stride. And it's Jacoby Lane with another big game. The Trojans have got something working here on the opening possession, third quarter. Mayava pulls it out, throws it to Sanders. Sanders maybe got 2. Second down and 8. They're back in the red zone. That's McCree, the tight end, will settle in on the left flank. Mayava goes back the other way. Incomplete. Mayava flushed out of the pocket. Throws on the run. Incomplete. This one will be a 37-yard field goal attempt. Ryan Sayuri, who's been perfect so far through 2.5 games of the year. 37-yarders right down Main Street. Michael Jackson's back deep, awaiting the kick. And from the 3-yard line. Nice return out to the 30. They were on their way to the end zone. The interception was in the end zone. Brown throws a laser. Nice throw.
It's a big leaguer right there.
First down, the 45. Out in the flat to Jackson, out to the 49-yard line. Second down and 6. Blitz coming.
Man.
Oh, and they ran right into the blitz.
That is a busted play for sure.
Samir Robinson just levels Maccabi. Now they've got just a 2-man rush here as the way they have it set up. Third down and 10.
I think more are coming now.
I do too. Brown fires. Nice throw. First down.
Nice throw.
Ryan's got time. He can lay it out there.
He does. He's got a bright future, I'll tell you.
This time goes to the tight end, who gets it around the 40-yard line. That's George Burhan. When you're the offensive coordinator under Lincoln Riley, it's like being Superman's bodyguard.
Exactly. You know? What are you going to call, Coach?
Second and 9. Look out. Brown got himself a little opening and overshot his intended receiver. Incomplete. See if they can pick up another first down. He's 4 out of 5 on this drive. He needs 9 yards or more right here. Going to flare it out in the flat. Can he get to the first down? He can. And then some. Antonio Harris. First down, Boilermaker.
I'll tell you, Josh Henson guessed right on this one. Etching good calls from D. Corden, offensive Corden.
That's a double pass coming up. Jackson trying to get it back. Uh-oh, Gentry almost intercepted it now. On a one-hopper, Brown's got it. And he's in the end zone. Was that considered a lateral, and then he just scooped it up? I don't think he caught it, did he? At any rate, it's a touchdown.
Could have been a disaster, and it ended up being a positive play, but a heads-up play by Ryan Brown.
Absolutely. He could have said, I'm just going to let this thing go, and we'll try another play. Porath for the point after. It's up and good. Seth Turner to kick. And they'll let this one go, bring it out to the 25-yard line.
USC has not allowed a rush touchdown all year until that crazy play.
Yeah, that crazy one. Mava throws down the seam. Caught. McCree. Big catch for the tight end again. 11 chunk plays, including that one that went for 29 to the tight end. Now Maiava on the keep again. And he's going to be run out of bounds after a short game. Maybe got a yard out of it. Play clock down to 5. Maiava, empty backfield. Jaden throws. Almost picked off.
Yes, he did. He guessed almost right.
Slusher jumped it and almost got it. 50% on this kind of distance on third down. They're going to keep it on the ground to Sanders. And he broke a tackle, but he didn't get there.
Big broken tackle, though, got it to 4th and what, about 2.
Yep.
Can they run the ball when they have to? Lincoln Riley with the mistake and lining up for USC was forced to take a timeout.
He's got Wayman Jordan behind him, and he pulls it up and throws, and he's got the tight end Lions. First down at the 30. First down at the 29. Just over 6 to play third quarter. 10-point Trojan lead. Jaden Maiava gives it off this time to Jordan. He's going to lose 2 or 3. Second down at 11. Lions, the tight end, he and McCree both on the right side on the 2 tight end set. Maiava, plenty of time down the seam, and that was some double coverage. Lions was there. Need to get to the 20-yard line for a first down. Maiava going left the whole way, tipped. And again, it was Matty Powell.
It was.
No problem. I guess he can just keep backing up. Lincoln Riley was telling us. And so far, so good. Michael Jackson lets it go into the end zone. Maccabee broke a tackle. Tried to head to the outside, and he picked up 5. Brown throws. Wow, got it out to him. Complete. Maccabee again banging his way through would-be tacklers. And a good gain of 5 again. Positive yardage on every play.
Absolutely.
Sidearm throw, wide receiver screens incomplete, intended for Horton. Pretty impressive names on that list. Brown got a man on the run. It's Tuggle. Nitro still on his feet. Down to the 20-yard line.
It's the motion man, and then he wins as the 2 players run into each other as he makes his break. That's why it was a big play instead of an 8-yard play.
A 33-yard play to the 20-yard line. No gain on this play for Malachi Thomas. Brown, heavy pressure, hit as he throws. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jamaal Jarrett, the big guy, rumbling his way. He's going to take it all the way for a touchdown, USC.
Free run, puts it up in the air.
This is a dream come true.
And then there's nobody that can catch him. Even though he runs a 5'6", 5'8", 40, there's nobody there. Danton Lynn with that blitz package that he's known for. Put the pressure on. We said the game breakers was that pass rush.
Right.
And it turned out to be again.
They're having fun on the road right now after being 1-4 on the road last year, USC. The kick, they'll go to the 14-yard line. Michael Jackson on the return out to about the 37. One of the biggest plays of the year by a defensive player. And the sideline is going, are you kidding me? Jamaal just took it 70. Yeah, and Ryan Brown's going, man, I had 2 bad plays today, both interceptions.
It was a dialed-up blitz at the perfect time when Purdue was cross-blocking with the guard.
Jaheim Merriweather in the backfield for the Boilermakers now. Second down and 13. He'll get the carry and got across the original line of scrimmage. Brown throws behind, but caught. What a catch.
What a play.
Great job by Jesse Watson.
Turning and spinning, if he didn't do that, might have been intercepted because Brown got hit on that play.
DJ Harvey was right there. Could have picked it off, but it's a great catch by Watson.
The officials are meeting. Where is that flag, and what are they talking about?
Well, we're going to let you know with Tim O'Day right now.
Offside, defense, The exiting player was in the offensive backfield at the snap. That penalty is declined. First down.
Jesse, a redshirt freshman from St. Louis with the grab and the first down at the 44. Brown, RPO, that one's behind. Second down and 10. Blitz coming. Brown, wide receiver screen to Jackson, and he's cut down at the 40-yard line. Third down and 6. Jackson in motion. Brown, quick throw to the outside. Jackson made the catch, broken tackle. Michael Jackson down the sideline, and he's got it all the way to the 10-yard line as the third quarter comes to a close. USC with the lead, but Purdue is driven down. 7th play of the drive coming up. And might be a face mask in there. I guess not. Huckabee is saying so. They don't call it. Second and goal at the 9. Brown pulls it, throws it, and he's got it. Touchdown. Nitro Tuggle. Good-looking drive.
And as I had a feeling a year ago, this Purdue football program all year had a feeling of hopelessness.
Yeah.
Okay? 3 different defensive wide receivers made big plays on that drive.
Purdue's 3 drives this half, a touchdown, an interception that was returned for a touchdown, and then a touchdown of their own just moments ago, capping a 63-yard drive. Lions, a tight end in motion. And doing what he does is throwing it out for close to a first down to Makai Lemon. Second down and a yard. And now it's Jordan. And broken tackle, got the first down, and all the way out near midfield. Jordan stays in there. Junior out of Pensacola, Florida. Came to USC by way of junior college. And here he goes again. Oh, boy, that's just head on. And Jordan got 7 on that one. Second down and 3. He'll try it again. He's got a first down again. First down at the 40 of Purdue. King Miller in the backfield will get the carry. And he goes for a tough 5 or 6. Second down and 4 from the 34. King Miller dragged down. Oh, he's going to get about a yard out of it. This one's an RPO as well, but they've got him, and he got rid of it. Incomplete.
Yeah, and he might have smartly got rid of it just so that Lincoln Riley can call a 4th down play here.
Got a flag down. Tim O'Day with the false start call. Preliminary signal anyway. Looks like he's saying that Jacoby Lane maybe took off
Illegal
early.
formation, more than 4 in the backfield offense. That penalty has been declined. It is 4th down.
Yeah, that was an interesting call as USC walks backward.
Mayaba throws complete. Got it. First down. And it's Makai Lemon again. And now a little mix-up over on the sideline. On the RPO. Plenty of time to throw. Now he does go deep.
Oh,
Almost caught. And it was the guy just mentioned, Chinook Hines. Down to 2. Just got it away. And Mayaba going to be run down. And again, it's Correa. And again, a little mixing it up a little bit over on the sideline. From the 30. Keep it on the ground. Boy, that was a hurry for Jordan.
1 of 3. This time Eli Sanders. Lincoln Riley's going to take the points if he can get his kicker to put it through the goalpost.
So far, his kicker hasn't missed anything today or on the season. Last one was from 48. This one's from 37, which he hit his second one of the day from. And that one hit the left upright. No good.
It would have been a 2-score, 16-point game, and now Purdue looks up, says, we're still in this. 2 touchdowns, 31-30.
He said he didn't want to really get into coaching. He was coaching a 6th grade team. He said, we had a good team too, man. We got some guys playing Division I right now. And Barry kept bothering him, saying, come on, come on. So finally went to UNLV, and now here at Purdue as his DC. Ryan Brown has to just throw this one out of bounds. And I think they're going to pick up the flag. Barry said, I sat Ryan Brown down and said, I really want you to come back. He said, Coach, I got my mind made up. I'm going to North Carolina. And then Ryan said he heard from some of his teammates Hey, you're going to like this guy if you decide to come back. He's happy he did. Throws off his back foot into some traffic, but it's Michael Jackson. First down and then some. Picked up 22 yards out to the 42. Coming up looking for more. Brown. And too far in front and ran out of territory for Horton. Heavy pressure again, but a good throw. Quick one. And this time it is Horton. Short of the first down. It'll bring up third down. This time to throw, and he splits it down on a slant complete to Horton again. Excellent drive to the 38-yard line, first down. 7 minutes and change remaining, trailing by 13. That throw is complete again, and that's Jackson again. Malachi Thomas in the backfield. That's Michael Jackson in motion. They whip it out to Jackson, wide out screen. USC had that sniffed out, and no gain on the play. And USC might be offsides. Gentry. The throw is tipped and almost intercepted.
It was almost a free play, though, is what Ryan Brown felt. That he could take a big gamble, and I think he's right that USC. I actually think.
Offside, defense number 10. Enforcement of the 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
It was Shelby 10, not 18, Gentry. But at the USC 27, and now we got people all over on that one is intercepted. Let's see, we got flags all over the place. Marcellus Williams bringing it back the other way. Nobody's blown a whistle yet that I've heard. Now we hear one. So let's see what happened at the line of scrimmage.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Offside, defense number 1. That penalty has been declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Ooh.
Defense number 6. That 15-yard penalty being forced to the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Anthony Lucas, who just made a good play, just made a bad play. Purdue first down by penalty. So the penalties cropped up against USC the first couple of weeks. Doing so again. Back shoulder throw. Did he catch it? No. Jackson tried to make the catch and couldn't. Second down and 10. The RPO, the throw is intercepted this time cleanly. USC's got it, and Bishop Fitzgerald's got his second of the day and his third of the season. And that might do it. Garrett, think about what could have been. Purdue had drives to the 3-yard line, the 20-yard line, and the 13-yard line. All ended up with interceptions.
Wow.
And let's see if they can grind it out again. And that's Jordan, and he's close to 10, 30-17 in this one at Purdue. As the Trojans try to go to 3-0 and maybe make the top 25 with their first Big Ten win here on the road. Jordan again. Oh, big collision, and he just left 2 would-be tacklers wondering where they are. Approaching the 4-minute mark, using as much of the play clock as possible as Jaden Mayava down to the final 2 seconds. Back to Wayman Jordan, cuts this one outside. Probably took Slusher with him again.
You're going to get 15 yards at the end of this one. Still, I like the way Purdue is finishing this football game, finishing tough.
Yep.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit, defense number 21.
Hiking, learning how to put a game away and showing his team how they can put a game away.
Now it's Sanders. And he's got a first and goal at the 9-yard line. He does, and he goes to the 5. Likewise, Purdue's schedule, very tough stretch coming up, including Notre Dame, and then a tough November to remember. We looked at those helmets they have up outside their offices the other day and went, oh boy, that's a tough stretch. And then, oh boy, that's not easy. And then, yeah, that's an even tougher stretch. 7th play of this drive coming up, all on the ground. And it's worked it to the 2-yard line where it's third down and goal. Wayman Jordan's done a lot of the work from the backfield today. Let's see if he gets the carry here. He will. And he's not going to get there. Back to the line of scrimmage. It's 4th down. That's a Purdue team that's not quitting at the end here with 1:49 to go. I think they get in the top 25 this week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like 17, 18, 16, right in that area.
Somewhere in there. Illinois is already in the top 10. This guy's been a busy kicker. He's missed his last one. And a timeout taken. Ryan Sayeri trotting out, taking a practice swing right there. As he's only field goal missed today, hit the left upright. So he's hit from 24, 37, and 48. This will be a 19-yard, what should be a chip shot, to make it a 16-point game. And it's up and good. And it's 33-17. So it's going to be a happy trip home for the Trojans with their bigger plane, bigger seats, more leg room.
Televisions.
Televisions. They planned on being about halfway home by now, but that's a whole different story.
So do we.
Yes. we're past Gary's bedtime. Good call, Pete.
All 360 pounds of Jamaal Jarrett.
And a minute left in the game. Purdue, we talked about their schedule. Not going to get any easier at Notre Dame next Saturday. And then Illinois at Minnesota. Northwestern, Rutgers, and then Michigan, Ohio State, Washington, and Indiana in November.
That's a finish for sure.
It's a November to remember,
exactly.
Isn't it?
So, again, for Purdue, let's talk about what would be success here. I'm not going to say any number of wins.
In the air game, two of the better quarterbacks, not just in this conference, in the country maybe. Brian Brown will get out of bounds. 55 seconds remaining. Second down and long. Third down and long upcoming.
They could shore up that pass blocking a little bit. This is what it's going to be like. I mean, that schedule, they're going to see this type of front in the Big Ten all year.
Ryan still throwing it. This one in the ground as this guy was covered. Wanted to throw a little screen out in the flat in the Rose Bowl to end the 66
Never
season.
set. Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And USC can stop talking about that travel problem they have, right?
Yeah. So McAllister in his own end zone to kick it away. And he's going to let this one roll. Going to take a great Purdue roll. It'll add to his average, but there's nobody around the ball.
I know when I was here, that was one of our goals, to take that team back and be the next quarterback to do it. We came close. A loss to our second-to-last game to Michigan, or we would have had a chance. We would have gone, I think, to the Rose Bowl that year. I think we would have won a tiebreaker back in that day.
Gary's going to put his pajamas on as soon as he leaves the booth.
I'm ready.
33-17 is the win.